Welcome to the Love Circle. Welcome to the Love Circle. Salutations. Shalom Aleichem. How are you doing? Blessings to each and every one of you. To Baruka. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Here we are finally. And the title actually for this is Prayer for Supernatural Debt Cancellation. How are you doing, hamster? And I'm hoping that my moderator comes on. I don't see her just yet, but anyway, we will press on. How are you doing, each and every one of you? Where are you watching from? I see somebody named Hamster on here. How you doing, Hamster? All are welcome here. We are going to pray because prayer is simply communication with our Maker, our Creator, and we are standing for this supernatural debt cancellation, not just for ourselves, but for our family, our friends, our loved ones, even people we don't know, our neighbors, our colleagues, whomever. We should desire to see everyone blessed beyond measure, regardless of who it is, because we never know who may bless us in return, okay? So we're going to get right into this because I know all of you have something to do, and I thank you so much for joining in tonight because I was expecting to go live earlier, but as you know, with technology, there are some delays unexpectedly, as usual. I was supposed to go live a whole hour ago, but anyway. Hebrew tradition and modern faith teachings link debt cancellation to divine promises rooted in the sabbatical year known as the Shemitah and Devarim 15, known as Deuteronomy 15, where debts between Israelites were released every 7 years, were originally a national law for Israel. Modern interpretations often called supernatural debt cancellation, which involves spiritual decrees, prayer, like in Tehillim, which is known as Psalm, and faith based actions like giving, generosity for financial freedom. They say financial freedom, but honestly, it is wealth. Wealth, wealth. And there are many different aspects of wealth, many different dimensions of wealth. All of it is not tangible. So we want to draw the parallel here from then to now. So the references is Devarim 15, 1 through 3, Shemata. At the end of every 7 years, you shall release every debtor. This commanded debt release among Israelites, highlighting the provision of Yireh. Yireh means our provider in Hebrew, Yireh, in preventing poverty. Nehemiah 5, 1 through 13. Nehemiah led a social reform compelling leaders to cancel debts, money, grain, oil, etc., and return land, grounding it in a covenant with Adonai. And I want you to please note, as you see the gold coins here, that our ancestors, they didn't have currency like we have currency today. So it was a little different. They had gold, they had silver, they had more so resources of the land than what we see today. They were wealthy. Yes, our ancestors were wealthy. They were queens and kings because a queen gives birth to a king. So the woman gives birth, not the man. The woman is the one who keeps the bloodline going, the generations going. So the woman is a very important factor as it pertains to wealth because women are nurturers and women carry love and they carry life. They carry that light to shine. You're from Mexico. Wow. Thank you for joining in, Hamster from Mexico. We welcome Mexico to the Love Circle because we love fajitas, okay? So, the next thing I want to share with you, and perhaps you have something to share too. It's not always that we have to share here at the Love Circle, but you can share something too. You can send an email, shifrayocheved@gmail.com. You can put something in the comments on the live streams, the posts, the shorts, etc., etc. We definitely want to hear you. All lives matter and your voice matters. So the Shemitah Kasafim, which is the sabbatical year Shemitah, included debt release, but that was encouraged among the people. Then, modern decrees. We have modern decrees, supernatural debt cancellation as a spiritual principle, encouraging people to decree freedom and to pray for divine intervention using Tehillim, the Psalms, and trust our Maker, our Creator, Yuri, for everything, our true power source, who is the source of our wealth, our health, and everything else, because wealth is more than just tangible items. It's more than just money, gold, silver, homes, cars, land. Wealth is actually having it all, everything, excellent health, wonderful, fire, passionate marriage, and so on and so forth. I mean, when you have blessed, you're blessed beyond measure. You're not just blessed in one area, not blessed in another area. So the blessings are overflowing. They're popping like popcorn. So here's some key concepts in supernatural principles. Faith and decree, speaking words of faith, aligning and declaring debt cancellation, agreeing with our Maker, our Creator has established with us in the covenant that was made with our ancestors. There's one true covenant. There's not really a new covenant, even though some people have misinterpreted that. There is one covenant, but the covenant is renewed not because of our Maker, our Creator, but because of us. We have to constantly renew the covenant. Our Maker, our Creator, knows exactly how to keep the covenant. And honestly, most angels and animals know how to keep the covenant too. Divine provision, believing that Yeri provides, like outside of our own comprehension. We can't grasp it because it's a little different, because supernatural, spiritual principles and that which is spiritual is not logical. So we have to be careful and mindful of that we need to embrace what is spiritual. It causes for us to go outside of ourselves, in a manner of speaking. Spiritual freedom, seeing debt cancellation as part of overall spiritual and financial liberty. Action and surrender, releasing control to the name above all names, the great I am that I am, the Most High, whatever name you use for our Maker, our Creator, Abba, Yah. We have to be ones who allow our ruler, our Maker, our Master, who reigns and rules over all, to sit high and lifted up in our life. We cannot have idolatry. We cannot have idols. Idols are so dangerous. So please do not have any idols. Idols will lead you down the wrong path and you will not like where you end up. There should be no idolatry, no pride, no greed, no gluttony, no unforgiveness, no bitterness, no sloth, no slander, and so on and so forth. You know exactly what I'm talking about. But more importantly, don't take anyone or anything for granted, because you never know when that person may disappear from your life. They may leave the earth, or you may lose connection, because sometimes people are only in our lives for a specific reason and season. Some people are not there to be there for a lifetime. The only one that's truly supposed to be there for a lifetime, honestly, is your kingdom husband or wife, your kingdom wife or husband. Other than that, people come and go, but that covenant relationship is meant to last for a lifetime. The king and the queen rule together, the Mr. and the Mrs. I am my beloved, and my beloved is mine. Shir Hashirim, Song of Songs 6:3. You know exactly what I'm talking about. There are all these lyrical messages and all the stuff that goes on at the love circle. You know exactly what we're talking about right here, right now. So I want to talk to you a little bit about the year Jubilee, because I heard somewhere, I can't remember where exactly, I don't remember the source, that this is the year Jubilee, but I don't think it's a Shemitah year. So Shemitah is a sabbatical year occurring every seventh year for the land rest, while Jubilee is a special 50th year that follows 7 Shemitah cycles, 49 years, bringing broader social release like freeing slaves and returning ancestral lands. Both involve resting the land, but Jubilee adds unique social and economic resets, acting as a super sabbatical of complete renewal. That's good news. Who doesn't want to hear good news? I'm just saying, don't you want to hear good news? Don't you want to prosper? And don't you want to be one who has multiplication and acceleration? I'm sure that's what you want. I'm sure that is part of what you desire, especially if you have children, grandchildren, or whatever have you. I'm sure that you want to bless them. But in order to bless them, you need to do the right thing. You need to be obedient to the Most High, and you need to put into practice these spiritual principles. Pardon me. You need to put into practice these spiritual principles so that you can be prosperous, victorious, and so that you can be wealthy, because you do not desire lack or poverty. That is not your portion. So the Jubilee is known as Yovel, Yovel, and Shemata. They are not the same. Shemata, like I said, is the seventh year, and so on and so forth. So the Shemata, or the sabbatical year, is every seventh year. The key practice is the land lies follow, no planting or harvesting, similar to the weekly Shabbat or Sabbath. Purpose: a year rest for the land and a release of debts. Jubilee, Yovel, Yovel. Frequency: the 50th year following 7 Shemitah cycles. 7 times 7 equals 49 years. Key practices: land returns to original owners. Hebrew slaves are freed. A trumpet or shofar is blown to announce it. That's right, the shofar is very important. The shofar is powerful. So if you don't have a shofar, you could always listen to somebody else blow the shofar. And the purpose is ultimate reset for society, land, and people, emphasizing that emphasizing Adonai's ownership. Modern observance: Shemata still observed in modern Israel in specific ways, focusing on agricultural and financial rest. Jubilee, not currently observed as a national practice because its full observance requires all 12 tribes to be living in their ancestral lands, a condition that is not met today. So that is, oh, let's see, that is brings us almost to the end of this live session, and we're going to declare and decree the victory. But as you know, we have to have that time of purification, that spiritual cleansing. We have to approach our Maker, our Creator, with clean hands, pure hearts, a right sound mind. We have to have the right attitude. So we can't just come any old kind of way. We have to come the right way, being in right standing and reverence, and bow down to our Maker, our Creator, and not anyone else. We should only be bowing to our Maker, our Creator, and not having shiny object syndrome, which some people have, or being in a place of fantasy. We do need to face reality, but we also need to be receptive and open to miracles, the supernatural, the spiritual, which is not natural or logical. It requires us to trust our Maker, our Creator, above all else. So we're going to do some declarations and decrees, not just for ourselves, but for all of the nations, every nation, every tribe, every tongue. We're going to close out in prayer, because prayer is powerful, but prayer is only the first step. After prayer, we need to take action. That's right, we need to take action. We need to actually do something. And sowing a seed is not always monetary. I want you to have the clear understanding of that, because today so many people say, oh, sow a seed, sow a seed, sow a seed. Well, honestly, the best seed of is your seed of faith. The best seed is your seed of obedience. The best seed is the seed of your humility. The best seed is the seed of you loving our maker, our creator above all else. And how do we do that? How do we put that into practice? How do we put it into play and press play? We have to be sure that we grasp the covenantal foundational laws. And it is so easy. It is to love our maker, our creator with all of your heart, soul, and strength, and to love our neighbors as ourselves. It's not easy to do because you just don't want to do it. We're not naturally inclined or wired that way, most of us. So it's a tug of war. It's a little difficult to love somebody, to care about somebody, especially if they may not be in your family. But I'm telling you, haven't we seen this throughout time? Not everybody in your family is meant to be your friend. Not everybody in your family is a divine connection. Not everybody in your family is a destiny helper. You know, you heard that phrase said many, many times before, sleeping with the enemy. So be very careful. Be very careful because usually it's an inside job. It's an inside job. It's an inside job because usually the betrayer or the one who betrays us or stabs us in the back is close to us, not off at a distance. So we're going to get into these prophetic declarations and decrees, and then we're going to close out and we're going to say blessings to the four corners of the earth. That we're definitely going to stand on Devarim or Deuteronomy 8:18. That's a very important one. That's an extremely important one. It's very important that we know that we know that we know. Believing and thinking is not enough. We have to know. So we have to know exactly what are the steps for us to get to that place where we are wealthy, where we have wealth beyond this natural world. And I have a question for you. What is one small thing that made you smile today? One small thing that made you smile today. Always be sure that you have gratitude in your heart. So here are some declarations for wealth and prosperity. I'm going to say it, then we're going to say it together. I'll say it once, then we could repeat it together. Sometimes it seems like a Zoom is better for this. So then there's a deeper interaction because this seems like it's a little disconnected, so to speak, because I cannot see all of who is here and watching and agreeing. But even if you're watching on the replay, there's no distance in the spirit. So come on, we're going to get into it and we're going to speak this out into the atmosphere. And just to be clear, just so you know, this is not about a calendar. This is not about a clock. This is a spiritual principle. This is all spiritual. This is nothing to do with certain dates and times of the year because we're not confined to that. We are to know the spiritual seasons and times more than anything else. So let's get into this, shall we? I'm excited about this. I don't know why you're not, but I know many people that have had supernatural debt cancellation and have had miracles as it pertains to wealth. I'm one of them because I've actually found money and then there's been funds in my actual account years ago that there's no way to explain how I could have gotten there because I definitely know I didn't put it there. And I don't know how it got there, but it was there in real time. And just remember this, our maker, our creator does not necessarily need natural methods to give you divine increase for wealth. Somebody could come to you tomorrow and write you a check for $1 million. Okay? So you need to have faith. You need to stretch your faith today. Don't wait till tomorrow. Don't wait till next week. Don't wait till 2 hours from now. You need to stretch your faith right here, right now, whatever time zone you're in. I'm on the East Coast, so it's 9:28. Stretch yourself right now in faith, and this is what we're going to decree and declare together. This is what we're going to declare and decree together. I am a channel of abundance, and wealth flows freely into my life. I'm going to repeat it one more time, and I want you to write this down and go back and listen to this live stream again, because I'm telling you, this is not something I was going to do. This came up abruptly a couple of days ago, maybe 8 days ago. I'm not exactly sure the exact date and time. And then I was putting it off a little bit. There was other things going on, other focus. Garden Seeds for Life, as all of you know, Garden Seeds for Life is going bananas on Instagram. Going over there to Garden Seeds for Life on Instagram and look at it. It's also on YouTube. It's also on TikTok, X. Garden Seeds for Life is everywhere and taking off like a rocket. Plant-based. We're talking about plant-based, the plant-based lifestyle. Quick tips for plant-based juicing, plant-based baking. Please be sure that you like, share, and subscribe, follow, connect, whatever it is. Garden Seeds for Life at gmail.com. Garden Seeds for Life is about to hit 70,000 views on YouTube. And Garden Seeds for Life will be 2 years old in February. And we are believing for Garden Seeds for Life to take off like a rocket with subscribers as well, and comments and likes. So it could all line up. More likes, even more likes and comments. We welcome all of that. So the first one is, I am a channel of abundance, and wealth flows freely into my life. This is the first one. You want to write this down or come back to the live stream later and capture it. And the second one is, Adonai, or you can say Yere, which is the name for provider in Hebrew, or whatever name you prefer to say, Abba, is my only source of supply, and I trust in my Maker. I love this one. I am the head and not the tail. I am above debt and not beneath it. I am the lender, not the borrower. And put your name there. I'm definitely going to put my name there when I go back, and I'm going to read this again and again. Wealth and riches are in my house. And I would like to also add that wealth and riches are in my home and in my hand. They need to be in our hands. They need to be, you know what I'm saying? We need to make this personal and private to ourselves, not general. Here's the next one. Every resource I need is being released, and divine connections are aligning for my success and victories. That is so sweet. Victories. It's plural. The next one. I am a good steward of my wealth. I am not a waster. That's right. You don't want to waste wealth. But you don't want to be stingy or selfish either, because there are a lot of people, they just desire to get. They just desire to receive, and they don't give. And they don't give to people that have blessed them. And that can be a hindrance to wealth as well. The practice is rooted in specific principles of our ancestors. And here is something that you can use if you just need some type of scroll reference. You will decree a thing and it will be established for you. So light will shine on your ways. Another one is, this is Devarim 8:18. But remember, Adonai, Yuri, the Most High, El Elyon, El Shaddai, Hashem, for it is our Maker who gives us the ability to produce wealth. Read that one more time. But remember, Adonai, Yuri, our provider, for it is our Maker who gives us the ability to produce wealth. And I love this one. Mishle or Proverbs 18, no. Mishle or Proverbs 10:22. The blessing of Adonai makes a person rich and adds no sorrow with it. No sorrow. Adonai adds zero sorrow with it. Zero. Zip, zero, zilch. Mishle or Proverbs 18:21. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. Be sure that you choose your words carefully so that you will not reap what is not what you want to reap, because words have power, words carry weight. And when you use words against somebody or you speak in a manner that is not positive, it surely can come back upon you. So you never want to speak a curse over anybody, even if they have wronged you. You have to be very, very careful about that. And if you did, you definitely need to repent of that. You need to go to the courts of heaven and ask our Maker, our Creator, to clear your slate off, that you desire to be cleansed and purified and washed and refined and all of that. And truly mean it from the heart. Don't just say it just to say it because you don't want to reap the consequences of your words or your actions. And here's some key insights. Faith and confession. This is faith and concession. I meant faith and concession. I mean, faith and confession. What am I talking about concession for? I meant confession. I apologize. Key insights, faith and confession. The core principle is that spoken words, when aligned with our Maker and spoken in faith, carry creative power to shape reality. Obedience and stewardship. The declarations are often tied to the conditions of wisdom. That's right, wisdom. Not just wisdom, also being obedient, because we need to be obedient. Even if you don't have anything tangible in your hand, you should still be obedient no matter what. You should still put our Maker first in everything. Mindset shift. Speaking these affirmations helps us shift from a poverty mentality to one of abundance and divine provision. You should always desire abundance and overflow. Never accept lack. Never accept mediocrity, because you're going to wind up in a place you don't want to be. Because when we live out our lives beneath who we are made to be, it is disastrous. So don't do that. Don't let discouragement creep in. Don't let mediocrity creep in. And definitely do not let procrastination creep in. Contrasting views. Many debate, but there are testimonies that many people have prospered. And I declare the victory in your life. I decree and I declare you will never have another sad day. I decree and I declare you will never have another broke day. I declare and I decree you will never have another painful day. All of the pain and the sorrow and the grief and the anguish is leaving your life right here and right now. And of course, we cannot promise to you that this is going to happen instantly or quickly, but it's all up to our Maker, our Creator, who has the final word, who has the final say so. But the best thing you can do is to decree and declare the victory over your life and those that you love every single day. And even those who are strangers, even your neighbors, your friends, whomever and everybody, you should always speak a good word, a positive word, a word that is life producing, but more importantly, to have that heavenly language of love, because that's the most important language, love. If we have not the love language, if we have not love in our hearts, ooh, we are really definitely missing a lot, and we will not be victorious. We will have some temporary victories, but we will not have everything that we desire, because in order to have it, we have to be rooted and grounded in perfect, pure love. So you should desire not material things, but you should desire the favor of Adonai, our maker, our creator. That's what you should desire above all else. Because there are many people that have material things and they're miserable. There are many people that have material things and they're totally miserable. And they live a life of sorrows. Prosperity as a divine right. Here's some key beliefs. Prosperity as a divine right, our birthright. Faith as a force. Faith is bigger than ourselves. Faith is when we have to step outside of ourselves and what we are familiar with. Seed, faith giving, all of that is linked to love. Sowing a seed, the best seed to sow is your obedience, and give our maker, our creator, all of your heart. To start the day with our maker, our creator, and end the day with our maker, our creator, and submit and surrender completely in everything. Wealth for ministry. Prosperity is not solely for personal accumulation, but is intended to free people from stress and provide resources to support their families, communities, and nations and generations to come. We should be here leaving a rich legacy and make an imprint and an impact in the land of the living. Stewardship and wisdom. We, as the chosen ones, we should know the importance of managing our wealth the kingdom way. We should be responsible in everything. And we should position ourselves for greater blessings so we can bless many other people. More importantly than anything else, we need to know the voice of truth, and we need to be connected to the voice of truth and hear the voice of truth with our own spiritual ears and our spiritual senses to be heightened and sharpened, for our spiritual senses to be heightened and sharpened so that we don't miss anything at all. And to have the clarity, understanding, divine revelation, and everything else that we need so that we will have the understanding of what is really the truth and what is not the truth. So remember, above all else, bow to our Maker, our Creator, put our Maker first, and you will excel. Do not follow after religions, traditions, legalism, all bondage. Bondage will leave you nowhere. So please keep in mind we have to go through the open doors and break chains. It's not just going to be handed over to us on a gold platter, so to speak. So we have to fight for some of what we are going to get, but most of it is just for us to let our Maker, our Creator, give it to us at the right time, at the right moment. Don't try to go about forcing it to happen. Let peace be your portion. Let joy be your portion. Let kindness be your portion. Go out and bless somebody else today. Don't be focused on what you can get, what you have, or what you want to get. Because if you do, you'll be chasing your tail around and around in circles. Okay? One small thing that made you smile today. Think about it. Please put it in the comments. If you don't want to put it in the comments, make a note to yourself. So as you go about, may Adonai bless you and keep you. May Adonai give unto you shalom. May Adonai give you favor, prosperity, wealth, wisdom, clarity, understanding, peace, love, and everything else that is your portion. May you only desire to take your portion and not what is not your portion, because the counterfeit, that which is not yours, will only lead to misery. Blessings to each and every one of you. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, and connect. And again, you may want to listen to this live stream again so you can grasp what it is that you need to take away for yourself so that you can declare and decree, so you can decree and declare the victory over your life morning, noon, and night, because the prayer watches are extremely important. There's the morning watch, the noon watch, the afternoon watch, the evening watch, the night watch. Go forth and watch and pray. Don't be so focused on fasting and praying. Watch and pray, and incline your ears to hear the voice of truth for yourself and be obedient. I hope this blesses you and encourages you, but I also hope that you take the necessary steps to examine your hearts and minds so that you can become a better version of yourself right here and now, right here today, and not consumed by what is going on in the natural world. But go forth and be who you were created to be and soar high like the eagles. Shalom, shalom aleichem, tov baruch, blessings to each and every one of you. And just so you know, in case you may not know, the official Hebrew year does not begin until Aviv, which is in the springtime. Sometimes it's in March, sometimes it's in April. Regardless, it's not really a time of celebration. It's a time of harvesting and coming together to pray and to have fruit with family, friends, neighbors, and so on and so forth. Shalom and blessings to each and every one of you. And please like, share, subscribe, comment, and connect. Shifrah Yocheved Israel at gmail.com. Blessings to each and every one of you, and thank you for watching.